second webinar. Oh,
Sorry.
thank you, Erol. Thank you very much for being here. Second edition for our series of webinars, First Steps to Succeed in Germany. And the theme from this webinar, this special week, will be Life Hacks and Students in Germany. We'll be here for around an hour, so you can have enjoy the rest of your Sunday. But I hope we're gonna have a time together and learn many new things about living in Germany, especially as a student. It's a very, very specific arrangement. And then introducing myself, for those who already met me before, you already know this, but for those who haven't yet, my name is Carolina. I'm from the Davies national team. We're going to talk about Davies soon too, for those who don't know it. And here with me, I have my colleague Erol, who is also in the Davies national team. And talking about ourselves, I come from Brazil. I keep saying this all the time because it's something that I really like, and sometimes suffer complicated times in Brazil, but still I love it to death, to be the fact that I'm a Brazilian, but I also like the fact that I'm currently living in Germany for a little bit longer than a year now. I live in I'm a master's student here. I study public administration at the School of Governance. So many of the things that I might share here right now, I've been through as a student in Germany, as a foreign international student in Germany too. Erol, do you want to talk about yourself? You look slightly different from your picture, so maybe you have to fight.
Of course, I want to talk about myself. How could I resist not to do so? Yeah. Hello also from my side. It's great that so many people are joining us on this sunny Sunday and are willing to learn about student hacks in Germany. I'm actually really the guy on the picture. As you can imagine, I get a haircut and also cut my beard. So I'm now in my more baby face mood. Yeah, I'm half German, half Turkish. I was born in Germany, but then I went in Turkey to school from the first to the 12th class and then came back to Germany to study here. I studied for a couple of years in Munich. I'm now studying here in Berlin at the Hochschule für Technologie und Wirtschaft, Business Administration. And yeah, I hope that me and Caro can give you some looks inside the life hacks, and I will maybe can give you some views of the German perspective because I'm somewhere in between. So maybe I can be helpful. I hope to be helpful. And yeah, I'm looking forward to share this time with you.
Oh, thanks so much, Erol. So this is the agenda for today. We're gonna do this small exercise as we are so many cool people from so many different places and living in different cities. So I think it's a very great opportunity to connect with each other. We're gonna do a quick round of getting to know each other. Then we're gonna go through the seminar itself, if the content you're very bored, I guess. And then in the end, we're gonna talk about Digi because some of you already went through this. So if you were in the last presentation from last week, you go enjoy your Sunday. But if you're willing to know what this Digi is about, what we're talking about, who are we, we're gonna have this quick presentation about the organization and everything that comes with it, which is super cool. Stay tuned for this. Okay, so let's do a quick check. It's a tradition from us from Veggies. So write into the chat. Some of you already done this, but let's do it again. Which country are you from? So let's see from which country you have people. Erol, can you help me reading the chat?
Yeah, many people from India, Mexico. Paulina, hey Paulina.
Hola Paulina, bienvenida.
Yeah, we also obviously have Turkish people. Great. India, Turkey, Italy, Myanmar, India, Turkey. India and Turkey are the leading nations today. Russia, India. Yeah, definitely a nice mix of people.
Nice. Now let's check in which cities of Germany we're covering today right now. I told you I'm in Berlin. Type Berlin here.
Oh,
Ooh,
that was fast.
Cottbus, Köln, Munich, Stuttgart. What else?
Kaiserslautern, Köln,
Bonn,
Cottbus, Bonn.
Heising, Heidelberg. Coming to Berlin, so someone about to arrive. Aachen, Zell, Freiburg, Tübingen. Many places we have city chapters. That's nice to know.
Yeah, cool. All around Germany.
Yeah. And what do you or will you study? This is always interesting because I always get to know new courses and programs I've never heard of. I studied this boring administration, government issue, but well. Master in Engineering, Economics, Molecular Neuroscience, ooh, Behavior and Governance. This is cool. Business Administration, Civil Engineering, Robotics, Water Management, important. Sustainability, important. Masters in Engineering, Informatics, Applied Computer Science, Business Engineering, Science and Technology Studies. There are lots of techies here around us, project management. Ooh, very nice. So we are also very among different disciplines and areas of study, which is super nice. I'm originally a lawyer, so I have this background too, but I go more for the government affairs part of study area. And now I want to know what good thing have you already learned about student discounts? Yeah, we're gonna talk about student discounts today too. Semester ticket. This is very cool. I'm very fond of semester tickets. Like I do everything by metro buses because it's already paid. I'm gonna just go around. Semester tickets, so people agree. What else? Flexible schedule. Okay, you're gonna get to know many other stuff today. So we're gonna enlarge this list for a bit. Nice to know. So now, oh, social cohesion levels, on-time transport. Yeah, this happens mostly with Metro. They're always on time, which is cool. So we're gonna move to breakout rooms now. So we're gonna have the chance to know each other better. In order to set this up for us. And in
Yes.
the meanwhile, you can like just take a screenshot of these questions and then you can exchange together once you're in the breakout. I'm gonna leave you there for a few minutes to enjoy your presence. You can leave now. You can accept the breakout rooms and I'll see you in a while.
Three people that haven't joined our
Okay. Chihag, Fred, are you okay there? Need any help?
Hmm.
I actually changed the questions on the wrong place. The suggested
Oh, you want to do it
breakout
here?
rooms. I just figured this out. I was like, no. Okay.
It's not the end of the world.
Yeah.
Oh, still people joining.
Late birds.
Hey guys, for the people that just joined, we are at the moment having breakout rooms where will people answer these questions. I will send you to some rooms. You can join them and we will get you back in a couple of minutes.
Hello, guys. Manuel.
They will want to chill with us, obviously.
Round.
Shall I write 1 more minute? Don't know.
Yeah, let's take like more. Yeah, 1 more minute. I have like an extra minute to rejoin, so.
Okay, the minute is gone. I will stop them so they can slowly come back.
Okay, already coming back.
Yes, and in 1 second. Now they should be slowly coming back. Yeah.
Welcome back, guys.
Hi.
Let's wait for 1 more minute, a few seconds, so everyone can rejoin it.
No, everybody's back.
Okay, that's cool. I would like to know if anyone wants to share cool conversation or an insight that had based on this question, on the people had, just open your mic and feel free to talk with the group.
So we were just talking about immigration. That was some interesting discussion. And after that, the question came up about vaccination certificate, and people from India, like all 30 of us, someone is from India. Sparsh was asking that is there any problem with Covishield certificate? If anyone can clarify, could you please go ahead
Like
with that?
actually it was me, Shantan.
Okay.
Like
Yeah.
I had a question here. Carolina or Errol both can answer it. Like my vaccine is actually approved by WHO, but the Cov Pass app in Germany, I guess you know about the Cov Pass app or the Corona Warn app. Those are not accepting this QR code of my vaccine certificate, saying that my vaccine is not registered in EU.
I can help you with that, Sayantan. I got my EU COVID pass yesterday from the nearest apotheke here in Heilbronn. So all you have to do is take your passport and the Indian vaccine certificate with you to any apotheke in your city. So what they'll do is they'll like select AstraZeneca. You'll have to definitely explain them then that AstraZeneca and Covishield are the same. So and yeah, you're done. You they will generate a COVID pass for you, and you can then scan the QR code on the Cove Pass app, and that should work.
Yeah, I think if it's the same vaccine like AstraZeneca, it shouldn't be a problem. But in Germany, I think if you have something else like the Chinese one or the Russian Sinovac, I don't know if they're accepted because we have like the Pfizer, Moderna, Johnson Johnson, AstraZeneca. I don't know if there's anything else that are the vaccines which are accepted in Germany. So I don't know if somebody has done it, it's obviously working. But if not, if you are insured here, you can get your talk with a doctor and maybe get one of these Germany accepted vaccines. I think you have to tell him that you have already some vaccines, but after like 6 months or 5 months, I think it's okay to get another booster shot. So if your vaccine from India isn't accepted, so you can get it here in Germany again, and then there shouldn't be a problem. It's for free.
Sorry to interrupt, but I think this Indian vaccine works because it is stated on Indian Embassy's website that you can use it directly. And I also used my Indian vaccine certificate, and it works everywhere, I guess. It's not mandatory that you convert it or you. I basically use the same certificate
Like
from works.
Like I just want to share my experience. Like I went to my nearby registered apotheker, which is registered under the legal website, which shows that what pharmacies accept the conversion of those vaccines, but they simply didn't help me in this, and they told me to contact Gesundheitsamt.
Yeah, I guess the issue here is only this recognition problem between the app and the vaccination certificate. So there are a few steps you can take that were described here. Go to an apotheca, which is a pharmacy, and ask them to give you a certificate and do this all explanation that's recognized. You can take all the paper from the embassy, the official information from the embassy. And then there's this Gesundheitsamt that can help you. But yeah, it was supposed to be accepted. Like AstraZeneca is something accepted. And if it's accepted by the EU, you have to check maybe, sometimes it has a delay between what the German government accepts and what EU accepts. It can happen, but it wasn't supposed to be a problem at all. Okay. Can we move on? All right, guys, so thank you for sharing your concerns. We're gonna have other spaces for sharing too. Now I would like to go through the tips we want to share with you that we are calling life hacks as a student in Germany. Okay, so when we talk about life hacks as a student in Germany, there are two kinds of hacks that kind of tips and like knowledge you have to acquire in order to have like the best experience ever here in Germany. One of them is obviously for acing your studies. So I don't know how much you are already used to how the German system works, like the educational system works. It might be a bit different from what you're used to. For example, I come from Brazil and it's a very, very different system. So I had to get used to many small details that made all the difference when to getting adapted and like organizing my studying life. But the second kind of hack you would need is, of course, the kind of hack for you to enjoy your life here and have like a blast, because you're in a foreign country. It's supposed to be a cool experience as well. You're gonna learn many things. You're gonna meet new people. So why not having some help on this as well? Having the best experience you can have. And then let's start with the study part, and then we go to the fun part later, okay? And I'm gonna feel free to leave some comments on the chat about things that you learn, other tips you might have, because it's gonna help us in the end as well. So the first hack I want to share with you to ace your studies. It's very simple, very obvious, but very, very, very important. It can like define how successful we're gonna be as a student in Germany. That is to plan well your semester schedule. It might be full, it might be complicated, you might have classes every day or just a few days of the week, and then you have assignments with long deadlines, short deadlines, group work, or exams. It might get nasty if you have like a whole week of exam, like midterms and so on. So the better thing is plan yourself ahead. What I've done, I like to have like physical planners, so I use them a lot. But I also use a lot Google Agenda, because it helps managing like, okay, this is my weekly plan, what I need to study, what I need to do. This is a deadline that I need to remember. But there are many tools you can use to organize yourself and well your semester schedule. Like if you're a more visual person, you can have like boards, planners, as I commented, but there are also other softwares that are getting more more specialized in helping students to have a better organization. Like there are people that use project management softwares as well. For example, there's this Trello one, I don't know if you know it, or Asana. I don't know. Does anyone have any tip about personal organization and planning the semester schedule that want to share with us, like tools or ways of organizing? Everyone here is very well organized in terms of schedule? Not? All right, I think we're gonna have other spaces to share. But once you have all your semester organized and you know all the things you have to do and work on, okay, you have planner. I just use physical planners, you know, but you can use Google Agenda as well. I didn't mention any other. If you have other suggestions, the other guys, you can type here. I'm gonna share another digital tool soon, so you're gonna be able to take notes of them. But I use personally Google Agenda a lot. Yeah, it's the same. Google Calendar is Google Agenda, is the same. Google Calendar is the same, yeah, because it changes from country to country, I think. All right, and then another tip that I want to give it to you, and this you can start as soon as possible, since you get to know your colleagues, and especially if you're now that classes are back on in person again, and this is possible, so form or join study Why this is important? Because many assignments are gonna happen in groups. This is part also of the German educational system to do things collectively sometimes. But working in groups and studying groups will help you absorb better the content, learn better things, refine your arguments, which is very important. I'm going to tell you why in a few minutes too, and actually accessing another point of view. And it can help. It can help you to get better and ready for exams in a very fun way and dynamic way. So this is very common here in Germany, and it's a very, very important tip for you to be more active and dynamic in your study routine. Adding to that, but not specifically about studies and subjects and courses, is to form or join student clubs as well. Why is that? Actually, professors and academia, universities, they value a lot what you have to offer besides your grades, besides how well you do on your exams. So if this is good to potentialize your learning, if you want to become an expert in a topic of your interest, for example, national security. Let's create a national security group, or a specific robotics club that you're gonna discuss and have events and organize conferences. All of this count a lot to your experience and make you look good with your professors in university, and you make you learn a lot and actually connect to other people. It can actually earn you credits, because this is something that is very well looked at by universities here in Germany. And then this is what I told you about refining arguments. Why is this so important? So you have your grades, right? They will come from assignments, they will come from essays you're gonna write, or coming from exams you're gonna deliver, and so on. But there's one very specific aspect of grading that are classroom discussions and participation in. This might be super challenging for those who are more introvert, that are not very into discussing in big groups or even in small groups. But and like, for example, myself, I like to talk and I like to connect to people, but sometimes when I'm in class, I like to pay attention and I like to write all the time. And I sometimes I lose the key to engage myself into discussions. So I had to learn to engage myself too, because this counts a lot. You might get graded specifically for that. In my university, we get graded by classroom participation. So when I told you that, okay, maybe studying group be cool for you, it's because you cannot actually practice how to discuss the group in your small group. And okay, this is an important topic. It might come in class, so we can talk about this, and this is how I think. What do you think? And then you can get more well-trained for engaging yourself in these other discussions when in the big group, when with the professor, and so on. So this is a very important topic. It was one of the main learnings I had about being a student in Germany, because it's super different from how things work where I come from. And then another very important, this might sound obvious, of course, because plagiarism is not cool anywhere in the world. Copyrights are super important and so on. But here in Germany, this is serious, and it's something that universities don't tolerate at all. I don't know if you follow news, if you follow how public discussions in Germany. We had like this scandal involving public figures that were accused of plagiarism on their PhD thesis and master thesis, and it wasn't a very pretty thing to watch. But like talking to you, in your specific reality. Professors don't tolerate, so be sure to use proper reference when you're writing essays, when you're writing assignments, and so on. And there are very cool tools you can use for that can help you. I'm going to share in a while with you, but be careful with this. And besides referencing, there's another thing, like sometimes you're doing, have a study group or have a study buddy, and then you share some ideas with each other, but be very, very careful with this. Like I know this case, for example, in that two students wrote exactly the same thing, different assignments or exams, and got caught at plagiarism. And many professors, I know many from my university, for example, that they don't just look at it and know that it's plagiarism. They actually run softwares to detect it. So don't even take a chance on this. Like, do the proper referencing, evolve your own ideas, original ideas, or just like reference properly the right authors of the idea. This is very important, really. You're gonna get yourself into trouble if you don't take care of. And then I want to share with you a few of digital tools, because this is 2021. We don't use only physical notebooks, we use the internet a lot. And then there are a few magical tools that can make your life as a student easier. So now the time you can take a note. This is a few of the ones that I mostly like and use. If you have other tips and tools, please type on the chat so we can share. But these are a few that I like. For example, we do have many documents, and then sometimes you have to merge documents, and there's this very cool online app I know. It's called I Love PDF. I don't know if you know it. You can do pretty much anything with it, convert from Word to PDF and vice versa, JPG to PDF and vice versa, merge PDFs, and it's all online, and it's amazing. I think it saved my life like 100 of times, and it's very cute, very user-friendly. Another thing is, like, of course, Google Docs, if you are more like a Google G Suite person, or MS Office, if you're more a Microsoft person. And one cool tip is that some universities offer the MS Office for free. So you don't have to pay for the software, and you don't have to pay for the package. So this is something you should actually go after if your university actually offers you the pack of MS Office, because it might help you a lot and when it works if you're not a very Google Docs person. They're different. I'm more the Google Docs person. I know that Irol is the MS Office person. We talked about it before. We're different people.
Yeah, if I can jump in,
yeah.
in my case at my university, we have also Microsoft Office, not for free, but for a fee of €5 a year, so still very cheap. And
Affordable.
go check your university's tools. It's always helpful.
Yeah, that's very cool. I have MS Office for free from university, so it depends a lot. But even if it's not for free, it's gonna be affordable. So yeah. I was talking about referencing before. These are a few tools, and then it depends on how you adapt to them. I know people that love Citavita, love Zotero. I recently got to know about Google Scholar, that is part of the G Suite, and it's pretty much the same thing. But this helps you a lot when you need to write long essays or write your thesis. Like I'm writing my thesis right now, and without this I would be doomed. Because then it's way easier to just write and like do the right referencing and not being, am I gonna get accused of plagiarism? Because sometimes we're not in the intention of doing it, but for not knowing how to do it, we can get into trouble. So these are a few tools you can use and can explore to check which one you find more suitable to your needs. Spash just wrote here that his university offers a ton of software for Office 365 and Adobe Enterprise. That's very cool. And I think many universities in Germany do the same because it helps a lot, like the daily life of the student. Hey, someone asking if we missed anything important. We were going through some tips. We're almost finishing the study tips. So maybe you lost a few things. We're recording here, so maybe you can go back to the recording, but we're gonna tell you more and more things from now on. So don't worry. Okay. I said that like using Evernote, yeah, like keep notes and keep notes and so on. And so this is cool too if you want to keep things stored. I like using Google Keep too. You know, I'm a very G Suite person and I use everything that Google provides because they all like can access from my phone, I can access from my laptop and so on. This is something that I like to. I don't know if you use flashcards, if you study flashcards. There's an app called Anki Droid that you can use it on your phone. And it's very cool because you can, I use it, I was using it mostly to learn German actually, like put one side the word in the other side the word in German, and then you can ask for friends to help you memorizing them. So, but you can use it for many. There's a question from Robert here. What can you advise for making notes during lectures? I think Evernote is very good for that too. I don't know if you all have other suggestions. I don't know many specific for this end. You know, do you know any other tool for making during lectures?
I recently bought one on my iPad, but I have to check it first. I forget the name. 1 second.
All right. What in this meanwhile, oh, Notion is a good one. Yeah, we use Notion here like for work. Notion is good because you can make everything on it. Like you can organize lists, you can organize projects. You can like just take notes on it. So it's a good for sharing. If you need to translate things, sometimes there's this that okay, I have this idea in my home, my mother tongue, and I just don't know how to put it in English or in German. You can use translations like Google Translate, but there's one very good deep. If you know it, it's very interesting and it works very well. I think very professional and very trustworthy. So for translation, I have these two suggestions. Then is saying handwriting notes works the best. But they're not encouraged by me at our college. Yeah, there's this issue about okay, classroom, some teachers might not like to have like devices and so on. So of course, if you work better with physical notebooks and writing notes by hand, it's okay. But maybe for your own organization, you can use digital. Works for me. For productivity, I have two suggestions here. One is Cold Turkey. It's good for studying because it just blocks all your social media. So you don't get disturbed about Instagram popping out or people calling you on WhatsApp and so on. I really recommend it. And another app, it's not, there are many apps. I don't know if you know this method, it's called Pomodoro, in which you have specific time for full focus on studying or working or doing anything you want. And then you have a few minutes for resting and doing anything else that is not work or study. And there are many apps that help you doing that. So you just put on your phone and say, okay, now it's time for work. And then you work, and when it's over, they let you know, and then you go take some water, walk around, and then wait for the resting time to finish, and then you can come back to work. This is very good, and it makes you very productive. And then other self-organization tools. This is, you were asking about self-organization tools. There's Google Calendar that I was saying, that is Google Agenda, same thing. But there's this other very interesting that I got to know recently. It's called My Student Life. So I'm gonna type it here, My Student Life. It pretty much helps you to organize timeline specific for students. So it might help you too if you don't want to Google Calendar right now. Yeah, so these were the main tips we had for studying. I don't know if you have any other tips that you can share with the group, or we can go for the other kind of hacks. There are the more fun sign of tips that we can share today. Do you want to share anything right now?
Yeah, there is one point that I would like to share with others. So it was recently told to us during the welcome week of our college. So it's a trend over here. Like many students, as soon as they enter the city, they start opting for this part-time jobs. Like they're happy to work any jobs that come across through them as long as they're getting paid. So during the welcome week, one of our professors mentioned that if you already have, and like this is particularly more suitable for master students, but if you already have any kind of industry experience, or like after your graduation, you have worked for a couple of months, couple of years, and then you are coming to masters. So depending on the course subjects and the background of the professors, if you have worked in line, like if your past experience is in line to what professor is doing currently, so it helps to get in touch with the respective professors and tell them about your background, and if you're interested to work with them. So how it helps is this allows them to give you an additional credit or something. And also you get to, if there's a provision, you get to work as a some sort of assistant to the professor or something. So it may even help you to earn some side money. So it's in line to what you want to study. It helps you bond with your professors. It's also helps with your additional credit, and also you get money. So if no one has mentioned, it would be helpful if you can just talk to your professor and check it out.
That's very cool. Many or universities offer student assistant positions, and it's good for you as a student because you get to have better content and better contacts and have a good initial professional experience. And it's also good for the professors because they very get interested in students that are already providing feedback about classes, about content. They can be together with them. So this is a very, very good tip to be aware of students, not only the ones that are open, but also digging into something that you like as you said, like talk to a professor that is tackling a topic that you're interested in, and this can work. Very good. Thank you so much. All right, so now let's go to the fun part. So who thinks you can enjoy in Germany as a student? First thing, I think if some of you already said, like, get special price in cultural activity. So you can go to concerts, you can go to the cinema to watch movies, you can go to, I don't know, sports events, museums, paying less, sometimes even half price. And this is super good. And sometimes not even written. If it's not written, just ask. Like, in doubt, just ask. Is there any student price? Because most of the time there will be, and sometimes in things you don't even imagine. And one cool thing is that if you study anything related to culture, arts, sometimes you can even get inside for free. Like, for example, if there's a museum, if there's an exposition, about something that is related to something that you study. If you tell them, okay, I'm a student and I study this, they might let you in for free. This is also a very good tip. Another thing that is not like culture related, but is also like about discounts. You can get discounts in many brands and services. For example, for Amazon Prime, you don't pay for the initial 6 months, and then after this initial 6 months, you pay like €4 or something. So, and then you can have access to the delivery, Amazon Prime and Amazon Prime Video, and all the other features from Amazon. Spotify also has special prices for students. I think I pay €4 per month for Spotify Premium because I'm a student. There's this Down Dog app. I don't know if you know, it's for yoga and exercises. It's for some students. I think they give you like 6 months for free if you're a student too. On contracts can get cheaper, especially if you're under 27 years old. The bank card, you can get it cheaper too. There's this Unisport that is to do sports around Germany for lower prices. So there are many, even Apple products, you can buy them for like a lower price if you're a student. There's this other thing that you can apply. It's called ISIC card. It's like International Student Identification Card that you can apply for it online. Just Google it and find it, and you can get like a huge range of discounts. Many things student. And other cool things are just two websites, My Uni Days and Student Beams, that they're specialized in showing you what kind of discounts you can have as a student. So it's a huge range of things, guys. I can even tell everything. If you have more tips about things that can give you a discount as a student, please type in the chat so we can all know. Maybe I'll know and get to know like from you as well. But there are many things that can give you discount brands that are taking for a student. Cool. And then you can also travel low cost as a student. This is cool. Like low cost companies like Ryanair, for example, if you all know Ryanair, very famous here around Europe, they have special prices for students. So you can like travel across Europe, go to neighbor countries, paying less, and check your semester ticket because some of them can take you to other cities. For example, I can go to all Brandenburg area out of Berlin with my semester ticket. Some of them can even take you abroad depending on the semester ticket. Some of them are not that good, but it can be an option too. And for example, a few weeks ago, Deutsche Bahn was with this special offer that you could travel all around Germany for free if you're a semester ticket. And eventually they do this. So you can also be aware of the offer of Deutsche Bahn. This is a more general tip. It's not only for students, but it's good to know because sometimes you're a student, you're broke, and it's nice to know that you can pay cheap or even offer on groceries or house appliances. So first of all, you have to know the right supermarkets, right? They might be a bit chaotic, but if your goal is to buy cheap, they're perfect. Like Aldi, Lidl, and Netto are known as discount supermarkets, so you can always go to them to get very cheap deals, not only in food, but for example, Aldi sells everything, like everything. I buy towels for my house there, or even like furniture sometimes. So you just have to have lots of patience and don't get impressed if people shout it. That happens sometimes too, because people get very excited about discounts. But there are other things, very cool things, like there's I talked about this in the last webinar. There's a huge upcycling culture here in Germany that people really like to not only keep buying things, but actually exchanging, letting go things they don't need anymore. There are a huge range of groups on Facebook called Free Your Stuff, free food, like people cook that much and they just want to get rid of the food and enjoy just free food around. I know many people who eat for free for months because of this. So just dig into Facebook and look for these kind of groups. Like, for example, I have very cool tables at my house that I got for free because someone was offering them in a group on Facebook. And I said, okay, I'll go and get it. And they're good. Or sometimes people just leave things on the streets and you can get them as well. It depends on the state. But this is a huge culture here in Germany to exchanging things, to free things you don't need anymore. So you can actually make very good deals with this. Okay, and then join activities out of university. And this goes for your life as a tip for your career, because for example, you choose to join volunteering work, volunteering projects, organizing like events in a specific topic that is not university. This can be very good for your career as well. Recruiters really take a look at volunteering experiences here in Germany. Very specific, important topic, but also like just engage yourself in activities that are beyond university. They're more related to your personal topics like cinema or hiking, some things like this. There are many people that are willing to do that. There's this, I don't know if you all know this Meetup app, like this. Usually you can see lots of people that, okay, we want to learn German together, or we want to go to art. You can find people and get connected. And then you can build a better support system, because in the end of the day, when you live abroad, you know, away from your family, this is very, very important. Lots of difference. Okay, any questions or any suggestions or any addings to what I just presented to you? These are the main tips. I have a few contributions. Oh, Fred said there's an app called Too Good To Go, where restaurants, supermarkets, and bakeries sell their food that is about to go to waste for super cheap. I know this app is amazing. I've got many delicious bagels from this app once, and it's very good. Then you can just like reserve and go there and pick it up. Very good. Thank you, Fred, for the suggestion. Gebuchen Fi MasterCard is free credit card with 0 fees, 7 weeks of interest-free time, but use it wisely. Credit cards have to be used wisely. That's true. Student credit card for students with 0 starting fee. Need to check if you qualify. Suhab, if you know the name of it, but there are many digital banks here in Germany that don't like N26. There's this other called Tomorrow that I use. But there are many options for students with no fees so far. Let's see. We never know when we're talking about banks.
Yeah, in general, there are also the big local banks like Deutsche Bank, who are normally, you have to pay a monthly account. If you're a student, it's mostly for free, and you can get a credit debit card for better conditions than normal people. So also the normal banks have their special offers for students.
For students, for sure. Nice. Okay, guys, I think these were the contents that we had about life hacks, the main cool things you could get as a student, or many attention, have a greater experience here in Germany as a student. Spash is talking about eBay Kleinanzeigen is recommended to buy used product. It's amazing. It's like Facebook marketplace from Facebook too, but the big Kleinanzeigen you can find like very nice things over there. Even like flats. I know people that found flats like to rent through eBay Kleinanzeigen. You have to be careful, you have to be patient, but it's also possible. It's a new world when you learn how to navigate through this kind of thing, like upcycling things, freeing things, but it's very helpful for students who have tighter budgets. Cool. So now I'm gonna quickly talk, because we're almost out of time, about this, which is this organization Irol and I are part of, and also Jonathan, who is here with us right now. Other people, you can still keep sharing things on the chat. It's very cool, and then take notes. But those who already saw us talking about this, go enjoy your Sunday. But those who are interested to get to know us, I'm gonna be super quick here, so you can also go and enjoy sunny as in Berlin, I hope, where you're at right now. So DEGIS is an acronym, and it would be German Organization for International Students, German Association, sorry, for International Students. So it's a non-profit organization that was created 3 years ago, that aims to create a nationwide, German-wide, or community of international students. So as I said, we were founded in 2019. Right now, we are actually, I think this number is even higher right now, right? Because I think we've opened a few other chapters last week, but around 35 city chapters that are the local communities. So we aim, we have in every city, we have people that are part of the organization. We have what we call city chapters. And around Germany, we have more than 15,000 online members that are connected to us somehow, are member of our national Facebook group, or follow us on social media. But actively, we have more than 100 volunteers that are working on our city chapters and helping other students to engage themselves to student life and German. And our main office, our headquarters, stays in Berlin. It's where I work, where it works. So if you're in Berlin, feel free to pay us a visit as well. But beyond the main office being in Berlin, we also have a city chapter in Berlin. So it's our 2 different entities as well. These are the current city chapters, official city chapters we have so far. So you can find the city in or are about to live. You can join the city chapter. Very cool people around you, coming from very different places. You're gonna make good friends and have an amazing experience. But if you don't see your city on this list, maybe it's a very good opportunity for you to found yourself a city chapter. And there's a way of doing this. I'm gonna tell you very soon. So to be an active member, in a nutshell, of DEGIS, what does it mean in practice? You're gonna, as I told you, join a very cool team with diverse people, works in projects and events together, have this volunteering experience that can actually boost your career and give you a very cool professional experience as well. But to work for DEGIS, you don't need to have a previous experience, and you can actually work in fields that you're not very experienced on. Like, for example, law school, you can work for HR or finances or events organization, and you can gain new skills. It doesn't require much time every week. It's something that it's as expected for you to do in your free time, or so 2 to 3 hours per week. It's cool. You're gonna gain responsibility to learn new skills and gather leadership experience and go out of your comfort zone, learn something cooler here in your experience in Germany, and you get the chance to support other international students. As I said, you get volunteering experience, and you get for that as well. So if you're willing to become an active member, you saw that in your city there's a city chapter. You just need to go to this website. If Irol could please type it on the chat so people can click on the link. This is where you can register as a volunteer, as a member, an active member. And then if you're willing to open one city chapter, because there is no city chapter, you can also register in the same link. And then we will be to talk about what is the procedure of opening a city chapter and so on. Then that's it. Thank you so much for attending to this webinar. We are 4 minutes late. Sorry for that. It won't happen again, but I hope you had a lovely time with us. If you have any questions and if you have anything that you add on, just please feel free. Otherwise, to leave, always also feel welcome to do so. And have you all a very, very nice Sunday and upcoming week as well. So if anyone